What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome to an exciting episode here as we are going to be previewing this upcoming season here for the NC State Icepack, y'all. So excited to get into this. But before we get into it, got to give you a heads up here is last week we did a huge giveaway of 2 tickets and a parking pass for the Notre Dame game. Well, guess what? For this week, for the VMI game, we're going to be doing the exact same thing, giving away 2 tickets and a parking pass for the VMI game, absolutely free of charge, y'all, to one lucky winner. If you want to enter, first and foremost, we got to hit a threshold here. We're going to set a bar here that we blew out of the water for the last video. Well, we're going to set that bar again a little bit lower this time since it's VMI, not Notre Dame, of 50 likes. So if this video hits 50 likes, we'll give away 2 tickets and a parking pass to a lucky winner. So make sure to hit that like button so we hit that threshold of 50 likes. And also, too, all you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, which is free to do. All you have to do is hit that free subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out whenever we release any new NC State content. And then leave a comment down below, whether that is what you're most looking forward to for the VMI game, what you were most excited about from the Notre Dame game. And then also, too, if you're a huge IcePack fan like myself and you're excited about some NC State hockey, y'all, let us know your predictions down below. What are some things you're looking forward to seeing this upcoming year? Some bounce back, things you're looking forward to, whatever that may be, y'all. Or maybe even what your thoughts were of the outdoor game last year, which is freaking awesome. We're going to be talking about here today. Don't you worry about that. So once again, y'all, make sure we can hit that 50 like mark, and then make sure to be a subscriber. Leave a comment down below, and we'll pick one lucky winner on Thursday night, and we will comment and we will reach out to them then. But with that being said, let's go ahead and bring in our guest of honor here, Garrett Auriene here, our captain, who actually, he was just telling me, got named last night captain for the NC State Icepack. So congratulations, Garrett, and welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Absolutely, man. So again, I mean, I got my Carter Finley jersey here ready to go. You got your IcePack shirt, man. So we're ready to rock and roll here today, man. And you got 17, man. I mean, so is that your number for this year?
Yeah.
All right, perfectly chosen, man. I mean, that's not a bad number for NC State, man.
I know.
So yeah, but I mean, I'm sure that I mean, that number's probably been with you for quite some time. I'm sure you didn't come to the IcePack with that number.
No, actually, I never had 17. I started,
Really?
I started 19, then went 59, then 45 in juniors, just because it was like one of the only numbers left. And then here, I think the numbers only go up to 31 or 32, so you got to choose within there. And
Gotcha.
One of the options was 17. So
It's not a bad one. It's not a bad one at all. I like it. Cool deal. Well, so just for the followers that maybe don't know who you are, your background, things like that. Because first of all, I got to remind everybody that like this isn't like house hockey, like we have a hockey team, so cool. Like no, this is like we're a multi-time ACCHL champion. Like we're competing for national championships here in and here out. We haven't hit that goal just yet. We're going to be talking a little bit about that. But, I mean, these are no scrub players we have on this team, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen these guys in person, I highly recommend do so. It is right up there with anything that you're seeing, on the national level. So, Garrett, kind of give me a little bit of a background here for you. So you mentioned that you played juniors, but, kind of give me a background of your hockey career so far.
yeah, so I actually got into it through my cousin. I started when I was 6, and he kind of got me on the ice with him, and then ever since then, kind of fell in love with it. I grew up in Illinois. I was born here, but then moved to Illinois. Grew up there. Started playing I started skating 6, and I think I started playing at 7, and then I played all the way up there till the end of my freshman year of high school. Moved here and played for the Junior Canes AAA team for U15 and U16. And then senior year of high school, I played juniors locally around here out of Wake Forest. And from there, I just came to state and loved it since.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you come to NC State trying out for the IcePack team?
Oh, yeah, and school as well.
Of course, yeah, of course. And because I have to remind everybody this as well, is this is something which, if you've seen these guys and how good they are, you might be shocked to find out that each of these guys still has to pay actually to be a part of this. And remind me, Gary, is it $1,500 a year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, again, it's crazy how much y'all bring, and especially. But I mean, the one thing which I do gotta say though is, I mean, y'all have been a part of some pretty amazing experiences.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I mean, in my opinion, it's worth every pain. I'll give you a little bit of background on me, Garrett. That I played hockey when it started when I was 7 years old. Played defense and played all the way through high school. Played a little bit of adult league as well, and actually refereed for about 9 years as well. So I've been very, very involved with hockey. So definitely been a huge fan of NC State ice hockey for sure. Um, but kind of talking a little bit about first of all, I mean, being a business administration major, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you. So what's your kind of goal? After you graduate, what are you wanting to do with that degree?
So I'm concentrating in information technology, and right now I'm working with First Citizens Bank. I'm doing database management with them, and kind of on the IT side. But yeah, anything IT right now, I'm happy with that. So
Nice. I like it. All right, cool. Yeah, well, that's awesome. And kind of a funny thing with that too. I remember when we hosted UNC for a game last year at Invisalign Arena, that there was a small UNC student section, and they were chanting out like back up school," or whatever that was to us or whatever. And I
yeah,
remember Coach Healy coming to us after the game, like a little tick, being like, "These guys like clearly were not paying attention." Oh, because it was senior day, and
oh yeah,
they were like, "Oh yeah, these guys clearly were not paying attention during seniors," because like every single one of them, or like every single one of the seniors was like a lawyer or like a banker or whatever that may be. Like this isn't like like
yeah.
like
I think
like
that's
these
also
these
one of
guys
the
are going for great careers. Yeah, go ahead, Garrett.
with that. It kind of like affects us because we can't get in everyone we want. Just because you got
Sure.
to get into state first, so that kind of holds us back a little bit from who we get in every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, again, I mean, we definitely have not been shorted, that's for sure, in terms of talent. Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out. Let's kind of talk a little bit, about last year. I know there was definitely some highlights for sure, which we'll definitely talk about. But I mean, let's be real. Let's talk overall. I know it. You know it. I know Coach Healy would agree with me. Last year was not anywhere close to where we expected. For a season. I mean, 17-15 overall. 1 point went on a 5 or 6 game losing streak. I think lost three, games against UNC. We won the one at Frozen Finley, which was awesome. I mean, we had to get that one. I mean, there's no way we could let UNC come into Carter Finley and win that game. But the last game of the season losing to UNC, just not getting out of the second round of the ACHL championship, it wasn't where we want it to be, no doubt about it. I know that you know that. And honestly, the first thing which I want to talk about, the reason why I know that is, I know I was talking to Coach Healy about tryouts and about how there was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, there was over 50 players that tried out for
I
this year's
think,
team. Am I
yeah,
correct?
just about that, or like 45, right around there. There's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's about 25 that make the team, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah. So literally about half. And he was saying that was the biggest tryout showing he's ever had. And the fact that there were even literally players on last year's team that didn't make this year's team. And, again, that's not, I mean, that just goes to show it's not personal. It's business, man. We have goals. We have aspirations. Like we need to get back to that ACHL championship first and foremost. We need to, go undefeated against UNC, and we need to go compete for that national title that we have been coveting for so long, man. I mean, so to me, like that is just the clear, deciding factor right there that, listen, like we got to get the best guys we can get, man, because we have goals and that we're trying to go to, and we're trying to take this program to a level it's never been to before.
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Go ahead, Garrett.
oh yeah, I was gonna say. I think one of the biggest things last year was just our scoring. I mean, the year before we had, I mean, we lost all those guys from the year before. It was Chris Ullman, Parker Zarek, Riley Johnson, Colby Peterson. I mean, goes on, and
Mm-hmm.
then we had a new group last year, and I mean, even this year we have a new group. I think we have. I think they were saying like 43% of our team is new. But I think
Oh,
one of the biggest things was like the big difference is the pace of the game. I mean, I think this was our toughest tryout we've had,
yeah,
just offensively and defensively. Our defense looks completely new. And then our offense, I mean, we got some really good goal scorers. So I think it's going to be a
yeah.
lot different this year.
Well, and I mean, one guy in particular that was super impressive last year was Zach Herman. Being a freshman and tying for the lead in points last year. Again, true freshman guy scored. I think he scored a hat trick in the Frozen
Yeah,
Finley
he
game, if
did.
I'm not mistaken. And I mean, so you're looking at that, being like, okay, that's a replacement. I know that, like you mentioned, Chris Solomon, who was a multi-year, goal leader for IcePack. Losing him was tough, but to get a guy like Zach Herman back again, only a sophomore, so he's still got 2 more years after this. Like, it's scary to think about what his ceiling could be here
Oh,
with
yeah.
this program for sure.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a great year. I'm actually playing on a line with him. Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's
sick.
the play for right now going forward. It's me, him, and
Nice.
Philip Bailey. So I think it's a really fast line. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and kind of talk to me too, because I know that I was at the PNC Arena game for NC State UNC, and the biggest frustrating thing for me was it just seemed like UNC just controlled that game. I know that we had a couple of lucky bounces to get back into that game, but that was the first time I've ever seen, honestly, UNC really control us, and it was kind of a new thing for me because up until that point, like, we've pretty much dominated UNC,
Yeah.
up until last year. And so, kind of talk to me in terms of, you kind of mentioned about the pace of play, goal scores for sure. But, I guess kind of help me wrapping my head around, that last
Yeah.
year. Like, is there anything you can kind of contribute it to that you see a big that will change heading into this season, that kind of helped me kind of wrap my head around why I
Mhm.
saw that last season?
Yeah. Well, I do. I got to give props to the UNC team. That's definitely the best team they've had since I've been here. I
Oh,
think
for
maybe
sure.
ever for them. I
Oh,
mean, they
yeah.
control us. They just kept beating us. It was hard to stop them. They got some new guys, and their goalie
Yeah.
is tough to get around. But I mean, like I said, it's a newer team. But I don't know. This year just feels a lot different. I mean, you could just see it with tryouts. Like everyone's hustling. The pace of the game is so fast, and
Yeah.
everyone's just determined to like. I mean, they know they. I mean, I think Carter Finley really put us on the map, and everyone they kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
started paying attention. And these new guys understand like what the expectations are, and I think they
Yeah.
understand that early. So we'll see how it goes,
Yeah.
but I think this team could really make a run for it.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, and one of the biggest things which I loved was, being a former defenseman, was Coach Healy was saying that this might be the best defensive group that he's ever had. Can you talk to me a little bit? I mean, obviously losing a guy like Victor Hugo last year,
Yeah.
was the captain, big tall guy on the ice, really fast, great leader. Losing that, but then hearing Coach Healy say this might be the best defensive group I've ever had, I'm like sitting here like, man,
Yeah.
that's quite a praise. So can you kind of give me a little bit of insight into that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, losing Hogs was that's big, but I
Yeah.
mean that happens every year. You're gonna lose guys, but like I said, like this year, our whole D looks different. I mean, we have I think going into Friday's game, we have two guys who are going to be in a lineup that were in the lineup last year. It's going to be Ricky Frost and Jackson Cowan. But
Hmm.
I mean, we got four new guys in there, and then we have all the guys that aren't. There's four other D that just are not dressing that day. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think we have our three returning defense or four. We got the two I said, and then we also have Luke Jagielski and then Alex James. So I mean, it's a
Okay.
brand new defense, and these guys are coming from some pretty good places. I know
Yeah.
one played Tier 2 juniors. I think we got about one or two transfers from D3 NCAA, and then just
Nice.
other guys who also like just chose to lead the junior route.
Okay. And just to, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but D3 NCAA, that's that's not club. That's full level NCAA hockey, right?
Yeah, so in
Mhm.
NCAA, there's D1 and D3. They don't have a D2. And then club, which
Okay.
is ACHA, they have D1 club, D2, and D3. And we're D2.
Okay. Okay. And so if they're going for, like at D3, are they on scholarship or do they have to pay to play as well at D3 NCAA?
That's a good question. I don't really know if they give scholarships. I don't really know how that works for sure. But I mean, like, just like, I think one of the biggest things with our program versus a regular D3, I think I'd take our program any day of the week. When you go to those D3 schools, you're paying so much more money. Most of them are private schools, and
Okay.
I mean, you don't get probably even half the fans we get. And just like
Mm.
our locker room, I think was one of the best. I would personally, I think that we might have some better, and some better things than like an NCAA D1, like a lower tier team.
Yeah, I mean, I know that like Boston College, Michigan, Maine are some of the ones that are the big guns
Oh yeah,
for D1. Can you name me some D3 schools just to kind of help myself and our viewers kind of understand kind of who are some of those D3 guys?
yeah. I'm not too familiar, but I know
Okay,
one of the best teams like that's been good like throughout since I've been in college has been Utica. I think they've won it once or twice.
okay,
Man, I don't know
okay,
too many D3 schools. I mean, like I said, most of them are private, so it's
okay,
like low name schools. There's nothing too big, and I think that's
okay,
also cool with like club. Like you're not playing like the top NCAA D1 teams, but I mean we play Michigan, we play Penn State, like we play like big names. So I think that's one thing that's pretty cool.
yeah. No, well, and I guess because the reason why I'm asking is because you hear somebody transferring from D3 NCAA to to club, and you're saying, is he taking a step, like is he basically saying I'm willing to take a step back in order to go play you know at a higher level, even though it may not be as again, you're part of the NCAA. So I mean, that's that's at least
Hmm.
for me, that kind of screams like, okay, maybe that's a little bit higher than club. But I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, and Coach Healy said it that. I mean, the fact that we'll talk about the Frozen Finley game here in part two, but I mean, the fact that 24,000 people showed up for the Frozen Finley game, I mean, just goes to show you. I mean, that IcePack and UNC and the hockey in this area is not at a normal level with other club teams nationally. It's just not. Like
No,
there's no way this is a norm most anywhere else in the country. It's got to be. So, um, but yeah. So kind of talking a little bit, just to kind of finish up, kind of wrapping up the what this team is going to be this year, and then part two we'll start to talk about kind of the upcoming season, Frozen Finley game, things like that. Um, what would you say? At least for me, is there any other big things that kind of stood out to you during tryouts? In terms of kind of speed wise, like if you had to describe this team, in a couple of words, what would you kind of give it? What would you kind of say to it? Just to kind of help me wrap my mind around what we're going to be seeing, to start this season.
yeah. I would say first thing speed. I mean, we're fast. I mean, I think from all four lines of forwards are just flying every game, or I mean, like every practice. And I
Yeah.
think with the defense, they're just strong and like gritty. I mean, you're
Hmm.
gonna see it. They're tough. They're tough guys. And I think also one of the things that really helps us in practice is we go against them every shift. And I think that's going to be great for us going forward into games. But yeah, I mean, even with tryouts, I mean, even like coach took it to another level. We had longer tryouts than we have ever had. I think we've always just had 1 hour scrimmages. We've had two, and that's it. But maybe like a couple drills in there. But this year we did. I think it was like an hour and 45 minute scrimmages, and then 2 sessions, and then we also did some off ice training. And we've never once done off ice training. So I mean, you can even see with coach, like he really wants to see the guys who are in shape or who are ready to go.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, no, and I appreciate you bringing into that because that was one of my points here on my notes was talk about how the tryouts have changed because coach was definitely saying about how much more intense it was this year. Um, yeah, and because it was over a couple of days, correct? Because I mean, I know typically it wasn't. It was like maybe a day or two, right? But I've
Yeah,
heard, but from Coach Healy, it sounded like it was like more like 3 or 4 days, correct?
3 days, two on ice, and then the off ice.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. And one last thing, which you had mentioned, which I want to kind of touch on as well. You kind of mentioned how Penn State has become a part of the ACHL, which is awesome for sure. I mean, again, it's a big name program now. I do want to confirm that Penn State that we play, because does Penn State have a separate team that still competes in NCAA
Yeah,
Division One?
yeah, they have
Okay.
a big team. Yeah,
Okay, so this is kind of like based like the B team or the minor
yeah,
team,
like the
whatever you want
club
to call it.
team form. Because
Okay,
some
cool.
teams do have like the NCAA. Like I was talking, like Penn State, Michigan. I mean, there's a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
Um, like
cool. Learn
UMass,
something new.
they just won the national championship for Club D2, but they also so. But I
Okay,
think like another thing with that is cool because like when we get people coming to our arena, I mean they just see we're playing like a big name school, and I think
yeah.
that draws a good crowd.
Oh, 100%. Well, and because I mean, again, that's the thing I love about the ACHL is I think it's a good balance between ACC teams, but also local teams like UNC Wilmington, Elon, and then but also too like big names like Penn State as well. So I mean, for the most part, there's pretty much every single game at home is against a team that if you're not necessarily an NC State ice hockey fan, you hear, oh, NC State's playing, Liberty or they're playing ECU, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go check it out 100%. So
Hmm.
yeah, they're looking forward to it. So with that being said, we're going to take a pause right there and we'll pick up in part two, start talking about the Frozen Finley game, the impact of that game on the program, and kind of talk a little bit about this upcoming schedule for this 2023-2024 season. But once again, y'all, we have 2 tickets and a parking pass on the line for the VMI game this weekend. So again, if you haven't already, again, hit that free subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out whenever we release any new in-state content, and then leave a comment below. Again, whatever that may be, whether that is, thoughts on the Notre Dame game, thoughts on this upcoming IcePack season, thoughts on, if you were at the Frozen Finley game, what that experience was like for you. And we will pick one winner here on Thursday night. And make sure, y'all, we hit that 50 like threshold and we will pick a winner again Thursday night. So don't miss out on it. And make sure, again, for us, y'all, make sure to give us a follow, Tuffy Talk Now on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. And make sure to go to give IcePack a follow as well on Twitter as well. And again, go support these guys, y'all. This team is going to be electric this year. I'm looking forward to seeing it. By the time this recording came out, they'll play ECU. But on this Friday, actually, so we play VMI on Saturday. This Friday they will be playing Liberty University on the road. So make sure to tune in online and then make sure to support these guys. That should be an amazing game. But thank you all so much. We'll see y'all for part 2 and go Pack, y'all.